this is Anastasia Smith of Journey Chanel Designs. Today we will be making the Pebble Ornament. This specific ornament is part of the Pebble collection featuring the well-known granny stitch pattern along with the modern twist of the puff V-stitch. This is a super easy and quick make for the holidays, and it's perfect for those using scrap yarn that you have lying around the house. For your supplies, you will need any size 4 worsted weight yarn. You can use any scrap yarns that you need, approximately 40 to 45 yards, 25 for the main color, 20 for color B. You will also need a size G 4mm hook or any hook you obtain gauge with. You'll need a pair of scissors, a measuring tape, a tapestry needle or a thread needle, and an average size ornament bulb. It's ranging around 3.94 inches. Let's get started. To start, you will make a magic circle, or you can chain 4 and slip stitch to your first chain, whichever is easiest for you. You're going to chain 1 and make 10 single crochets in the magic circle. Once you have all 10, you're going to slip stitch to your first stitch. Again, you should have 10 single crochets working into the magic circle, and now you're going to pull the string tight to make the hole smaller. Now you're going to chain 1. You're going to make 2 single crochets in the same first stitch. Two single crochets in the next stitch. Two single crochets in the next stitch. And you're going to repeat this all the way around, ending in your last stitch. Once you're done, you should have a total of 20 stitches. You're going to slip stitch to your first stitch to finish off the round. You're going to chain 1. You're going to make a single crochet in the same first stitch. 2 single crochets in the next stitch. Single crochet in the next stitch. 2 single crochets in the next stitch. And you're going to repeat the pattern around, doing 1 single crochet and then 2 single crochets all the way around, ending in your last stitch with 2 single crochets. Once you have finished with the 2 single crochets, you're going to slip stitch to your first stitch to finish the round. You should have a total of 30 stitches in all. Now you're going to chain 3, which counts as your first stitch, and you're going to make a double crochet in the same first stitch. Now you're going to skip your next 2 stitches and make 3 double crochets in the next stitch. One, 2, and 3. Now you're going to skip 2 more stitches and make 3 double crochets in the next stitch. 1, 2, and 3. Now you're going to repeat this pattern all the way around until you have 2 stitches left. Once you have 2 stitches left, you are going to skip the last 2 stitches. You're going to make a double crochet in the same stitch as your beginning chain. You're going to slip stitch to the beginning chain 3 to finish off your round. You should have 10 3 double crochet sets. Now you're going to get your color B, or your secondary color. You're going to attach your yarn, and I like to tie the end of the new color with the current color to just give it a little more security. Now you're going to chain 2 with your new color. Does not count as a stitch. Now you can leave the string. I'm going to carry the end of my yarn so you can't see it, and I'm going to make a puff V-stitch set in the space in between the 3DC set below and the next one. Now for this sample, I will be showing you how to make a puff V-stitch set with 4 yarn overs. If you have thick yarn, you can use 2 or 3 yarn overs, and if you have thin yarn, you will want to use 3 or 4 yarn overs. So you're going to yarn over, insert your hook into the space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook into the same space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook in the same space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook into the same space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over. Now for all puff stitches, you're going to pull through all but the last loop, yarn over, pull through the remaining 2 loops. And that is your first puff stitch of the puff V-stitch set. Now you're going to chain 1, and you're going to repeat again. So yarn over, insert your hook in the same space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook in the same space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook in the same space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook into the same space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all but the last loop, yarn over, pull through the remaining loops. And that is what a puff V-stitch set looks like. Now you're going to repeat again. So you're going to yarn over and insert your hook into the space between the next 2 3 double crochet sets. Insert your hook in the space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook into the same space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook in the same space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook in the same space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all but the last loop, yarn over, pull through the remaining 2 loops. Now chain 1, yarn over your hook, insert your hook into the same space you just worked into, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook in the same space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook in the same space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook in the same space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all but the last loop, yarn over, pull through the remaining loops. And you have now made your second puff V-stitch set. Now you're going to make a puff V-stitch in the next space in between the double crochet sets. And remember to carry the yarn and work over it. 1 puff stitch, chain 1, puff stitch in the same space, and 2. That's your third puff V-stitch set. Now you're going to repeat this all the way around in a circle, ending in your last space in between your first 3 double crochet set and the last. Once you have finished in all of the spaces, this is what it will look like. And as you can see, it'll start to fold and curve in. Now you're going to slip stitch to your beginning chain 2. You should have 10 puff V-stitch sets. Now you're going to switch to your color A or your main color. You're going to chain 3 and make sure to pull that second color tight. The chain 3 counts as your first stitch. You're going to double crochet in between the beginning chain 2 and the puff V-stitch set below. That is half of your 3DC set. Now you're going to make 3 double crochets in the next space in between the puff V-stitch sets. Now you're going to make 3 double crochets in the next space in between the puff V-stitch sets. And this is what it'll look like. You're going to repeat this all the way around in all the spaces until there's no spaces left. Once you have finished, this is what it'll look like. Now you're going to make a double crochet in the same space as your beginning chain 3 and double crochet stitch at the beginning. You're going to slip stitch to your beginning chain 3. You should have 10 3 double crochet sets all the way around. And now you're going to repeat rounds 5 through 6 one time. And then you're going to repeat round 5 one time. Once you're done, this is what it will look like. Now you're going to switch to your main color or color A. You're going to chain 1. And you can cut off color B and weave in that end. I like to tie it to the main strand to keep it secure, and then just work over the ends. Now you're going to single crochet in the same first stitch, single crochet in the first puff stitch, single crochet in the chain 1 space, single crochet in the second puff stitch, single crochet in the first puff stitch, single crochet in the chain 1 space, single crochet in the second puff stitch, and you're going to repeat that all the way around, ending in your last puff stitch. Once you have finished in the last puff stitch, you're going to slip stitch to your first stitch. You should have a total of 30 stitches in all. And this is what it will look like when you're done. Now you're going to cut off a very long tail so you can weave in the top. You're going to finish off and make a knot to close it. Now you have 2 options for the second strand. You pull it tight to make sure the hole is closed, and now you can either weave in the ends, or if you're lazy like me, you can just leave it there and flip it inside out and nobody will notice the difference. It's completely up to you. Now you're going to take your bulb and place it inside of the ornament you just made. Now that it's inside, we're going to secure the top, weave in the ends. So you're going to take your tapestry needle and insert your yarn onto the needle. And now you're going to weave in and out of all of the stitches. You can use any method that you want. I prefer to go through the back loops only. And you pull tight as you go. Once you have worked through all the stitches, you're going to pull tight so it closes up around the little silver cap there. For extra security, you're going to work around it one more time just to make sure it stays in place for you. And you can pull tight as you go. I personally like to weave it down into the bauble a little bit just to make sure that it's extra secure. And once you're done, you're going to finish off and cut the string. And now you are done. You can also add a string to the top to hang it, or you can use the typical metal hooks. But this is what they'll look like when they're done. You have now finished the pebble ornament. Thanks so much for watching this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please hit the like button and subscribe for more videos for you. Have a good day!